Hey guys, what's up? And today is January 1st, 2018, and sorry I have delayed my videos upload schedule a little bit because I'm very busy in the Christmas holiday, but yeah, it is the 101st video of my channel, and it is going to be top 10 best and worst movies of 2017. So, let's start off with the worst movies. I'm just gonna put a disclaimer out there that I haven't watched some of these movies, but I have did my research, I've looked through the summary, I've watched the trailers, the clips, I've listened to other critics so that I would come up with a list. I'm not too familiar with some of the movies that I'm going to talk about, so I will try my best here. So I have come up with a list of top 10 worst movies of 2017. Number 10 would be Transformers: The Last Knight. Yep. So Transformers, they came up with another movie, and it's called The Last Knight, and it is disappointing. Again, it's directed by Michael Bay, and it's full of explosions, full of fire, full of gunshots and fights. It's full of cliches and cheesy action scenes. The lines are terribly written, and the performances, they are mediocre. The action and the concept is already average and mediocre, but the way the movie is executed and directed is really awful. Number 9 is Flatliners, which is basically a remake. I believe Kiefer Sutherland is also in this movie and is also in the old movie, but he is playing a completely different role. So it's not really a sequel, but it's still a remake. And the concept is good, like what happens after you die. Everyone questions that. But this movie is so boring, like nothing happens. And all the lines, all the dialogues and acting performances are just boring. They are just slow and sloppy, like nothing really happened. Number 8, gotta give it to Resident Evil: The Final Chapter. It's the last installment of the Resident Evil series, and I guess that's a good thing that it's the last movie. But this movie, gosh, it gives you migraine. Like, the action sequences are so shaky, they are so badly shot, and the writing, they make no sense. Like, I don't know how did they write this movie. The action sequences are terribly shot. They are really shaky. Like, I don't even know how they filmed it because it's just so shaky, it's so messy, it's everywhere. And I don't know what to watch. Like, you just watch this movie, and after it, you're like, what did I just see? And overall, it feels like a shitty ripoff to The Matrix, and it doesn't really relate too much to the game, other than some features and aspects. It's not exciting, it's not entertaining. It's especially not entertaining when all you see is a bunch of images just flashed in front of your eyes because it's just so shaky. Like, you don't even know what's happening. Number 7 is The Bye Bye Man. Gosh. Like, the writers and the producers, the directors, they think the audience is dumb because the movie looks like a student film, and it's hilarious. Like, not only that, it doesn't make sense, it's not even scary. It's supposed to be a horror movie with real scares, but it ended up as a funny, nonsensical, hilarious movie. But not like it's so bad it's good, kinda The Room kind, but it's just hideous. It's hideous. It's laughable. It's idiotic. And That's what's so awful about this movie. But then we have number 6, which is unforgettable. Every year we have another movie about some girl cheating on a guy, and then more like a guy cheating on a girl, and the girl and another girl, and it's supposed to be a drama thriller, but it's not. And it's not even funny. Either it's boring or it makes no sense. And there's full of over dramatic, overblown, and it's full of cheesy, corny, cliche scenes that just feel so sloppy and badly written. The acting performances are really awful on this one. And why? Like, why do they even write this? What is the point? Like, yeah, like no one has seen such a movie before. Wow. This movie is really awful and underwhelming. But not as underwhelming as the top 5 movies of the year. Not as. Number 5, gotta give it to Chips. If they swapped, if the main 2 actors swapped their roles, it would be a little bit better. But the casting is just so terrible. They've messed that up, and then the writing is so terrible. There's a lot of jokes in this movie. Actually, all of the jokes that just doesn't land because they are unfunny, they're uninteresting, and they're just dumb. They're just purely dumb. And judging by the trailer, it already looks awful, and the movie is even more awful. It's so unfunny. The characters, they don't have any chemistry. It makes no sense, and there's really no point in remembering the movie. Number 4 is The Snowman. Wow. Michael Fassbender is in this movie. Not that he's a bad actor. I think he's a good actor, in fact. But in this movie, he doesn't shine. Like, I see potential in him, but he does nothing in this movie. This movie is very, very boring. It drags on for a very long time, and it makes no sense. It's supposed to be scary, but we just end up with a bunch of side stories that's not really related to the story at all, and it's so cliche. Like, the main character is like drinking, and he's so sad. Like, wow. Like, I just don't see a point in this movie. It's just so boring and nonsensical. It's not worth watching. Not at all. Number 3 is Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul. Needless to say, it's dumb, it's cringy, it's badly written, it's unfunny. I know it's for kids, but like, there are movies out there that are for kids and that are amazing, but this one is simply not. So let's just leave it there. Number 2. Actually, this movie, like, it's supposed to be number 1, but then another movie got released and replaced it. So it's in the second spot, but it's still so fucking terrible. It's horrendous. It's 50 Shades Darker. Man. Gosh, it's so boring. Like, the whole sex scene, the whole BDSM thing, it's not exciting, it's not thrilling, and it doesn't show any dark side about it. Like, it's just nothing. It's just boring. It's just mundane, bland, and the writing is so terrible. Whoever wrote this movie isn't really a professional writer. Whoever directed this movie is not really a professional director. And the acting is terrible. Like, the actor is already cringing inside when they're doing the lines and stuff, because the dialogues, they are really, really bad. They're really, really badly written, and other than that, the directing is terrible. Like, it's so annoying and irritating, the whole movie. Oh gosh, it's some people even say that this is worse than the last movie, 50 Shades of Grey. But in my opinion, both are equally terrible. They're horrendous. They're horrible movies. Number one, the Emoji Movie. Fuck, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's basically a movie-sized ad because it's promoting Candy Crush, Spotify. It's promoting a bunch of other apps. It's just a movie-sized ad, basically. And you just sit there and you sit through all of these unfunny jokes and all of these dumb things. Like, it's so cringy and it's so... Like, who would watch that? Like, who would watch a movie-sized ad that has no good character, has no good character arc? The story doesn't even make sense. Like, what's the point of the story? Like, the writers of the Emoji Movie wrote this story just to sponsor some companies. Yeah, so the stories, it's not even like a real story. It's just a piece of effortlessly made up story about some random apps, about some random adventures that makes no sense, and that is so irritating. It's so annoying. And yeah, this movie is for the kids, but even kids don't like to watch it. I guarantee you. Like, it's that awful. Patrick Stewart is in this movie, and he basically does a really bad role. He's a good actor. He is great in Logan. Oh my gosh. And the movie ends with a dance number? Like, what the fuck? What the fuck are they thinking? It's so dumb, it's so stupid and cringy and annoying. I really don't know what to say to about this movie. Just watch my review, which I had basically nothing to say about this movie.